What's up guys, Ninja with James here signing, and in this video I'm going to be going over my Super Heavy Samurai deck. So Super Heavy Samurai is one of my favourite decks of all time, up there with Cubics and Salmon Greats. Considering that I've done deck profiles on both of them, you can say that I kind of love those decks quite a lot. But sadly there won't be any more Salmon Great deck profiles unless I'm able to get Signet Mining, which is a rip. But anyway, we move on. So, Super Heavy Samurai is one of my favourite decks. I've played it the longest. Like, I played an engine of it inside of my primary school deck, which was really stupid, and it was still kind of funny though. But anyway, I've also got this nice, lovely Super Heavy Samurai deck. Playmat. It's a nice playmat that I made myself, and it looks kind of cool in my opinion. Tell me in the comment section if you think it looks cool. I've got a little penguin soldier at the top here, but that's because I really like the penguin soldier. He was one of my first ever Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I had to put him up there. But anyway, tell me if you like the playmat in the comments below. And also, thank you so much for getting me up to 34 subscribers, I think it is now, which is honestly kind of epic. Like, I thought I wouldn't get over 10, which sounds kind of stupid, but still, I'm really thankful for you guys all subscribing. I hope you guys are liking my content, and if so, I'll try and continue as much as I can. And also tell me if you want to see anything like live duels or just like duel replays on like maybe Nexus, since I don't have Wago Pro yet, or Dueling Book. Just tell me if you want to see stuff like that, and I'll see if I can make it happen. And just thank you so much for all these subscribers. Well, anyway, back to the deck profile. So, Super Heavy Samurai is a go second deck where you steal your opponent's monsters, be able to special summon your own, as well as attacking in defense position, which is their main gimmick. So for that, for the first tuner, I run 3 Super Heavy Samurai Super Heavy Samurai Battle Ball. Battle Ball is your heart and soul of the deck. It allows you to steal your opponent's monsters to be able to special summon out your Super Heavy Samurai synchro monsters and use that as a synchro summon. So basically, I'm taking my opponent's monster special summon out to special summon out my own synchros. I also run for tuners 3 Super Heavy Samurai Trumpeter. Trumpeter is a free special summon, and it just allows you to go into your Super Heavy Samurai synchros as much as possible. I also play 1 Super Heavy Samurai Drum. Now I say it right. Drum is used to just go into Neuteria Beast and lock down any decks that rely on their spells a lot. Like, for instance, Spirals, I think they rely on their spells quite a bit. But yeah, those are the tuners of the deck. Now we go on to our spell cards. We run 3 Soul Piercer, which is a road of the deck. Whenever it's sent from field to graveyard, you're able to add 1 Super Heavy Samurai set from itself from deck to hand. That's not a hard once per turn, and also it can equip itself onto your monsters from hand or field, so the monster equipped can do piercing damage. I also run 3 Super Heavy Samurai Soul Peacemaker, which is an MX Saber Invoker. When equipped onto a monster, you can tribute it to special summon any Super Heavy Samurai from your deck. Also, when a monster is equipped with this card, it won't be, your opponent can only attack into the monster equipped with it. I also run 3 Super Heavy Samurai Scales. Scales allows you to special summon monsters from graveyards or Monster Reborn, and it's also like a Pankatops where if your opponent controls 2 or more monsters, you can special summon this card while you control no monsters. I also run 3 Super Heavy Samurai Soul Horns. Horns allows you to attack twice when equipped, and it can also special summon itself when it's equipped onto a monster. That effect is a hard once per turn, same with some of the other Super Heavy Samurais. And I also run 3 Super Heavy Samurai Soul Buster Goblet, which is in basis honest. It's honest, where if one of your Super Heavy Samurais is attacked or being attacking or being attacked, you can double its original defense points. You never equip it because it only equips and gains 400 defense. It's not worth it. And I also run 2 MST, which is Super Samurai Thief, and you can just tell what it does by me saying it's MST. But also, if you destroy a spell and trap card or a pendulum monster in the pendulum zone, you can either put it in your spell and trap card / pendulum zone, or just leave it in the graveyard or extra deck. So that wraps up the Super Heavy Samurai spell and spell cards. And I also run 1 Super Heavy Samurai Big Benkei, which is the guy in the back here. Yeah, Beat Stick also allows all of your Super Heavy Samurais to attack in defense position. I do not need to say anymore. I also run a small kaiju package of 3 Jizuku and 3 Dogoran. So I run these 2 kaijus in specific because with Battle Ball I'm able to go into my 2 strongest Super Heavy Samurais, which is the Steam Train King and Susanoo. And yeah, that's the whole reason why I run these kaijus. I wouldn't swap them out for any of the others, but I may consider playing some more if I need to. I also run 4 hand traps, 2 Ash Blossoms, and 2 Effect Veilers. So Ash and Veiler are basically basic hand traps, don't need to be explained. They could be changed for any hand traps if you need them to be any others. I also run for the tech cards, 2 Mech Lord Emperor Whistler. So this, when one of your monsters is destroyed by a card effect, you can special summon it. It's a 2500 attack point monster, which is pretty good. It can also negate spell cards, which is really nice for this deck. And I also run 2 Iron Dragon Tomatons. So Tomaton is another underrated card, just like the Mech Lord, where you can basically just come out of nowhere and your opponent won't expect you to play something like a Tomaton in some circumstances, which can lead to you winning the game, especially since you can knock out extra monster zones. And I also did that against someone in my locals. I knocked out both the extra monster zones, and it took them a good while to draw into the super poly to be able to out them. And I also run 1 Sekka's Light, since it's at 1. I did used to run it at 3 when it was at 3, and in the same tournament that I was talking about, it was funny because I won most of my games just because of Sekka's Light, just drawing a bunch more cards to be able to dig into your Piercer and your Soul Horns, and it's just a really good card to use. So that wraps up the main deck. Now let's go into the extra deck. So in the extra deck, I run 2 Super Heavy Samurai Steam Train King. I see 3 as a bit of wasted space in a way, so I run 2. 2's enough. You can banish your opponent's 1 trap cards from graveyard, as well as pop 2 cards as well. It's a pretty good card since it has 4800 defense, which is basically what we use for attack. And there's a sick combo where you can basically almost guarantee a kill by equipping it with Soul Horns, which allows it to attack twice, and when it attacks a monster, activating the Buster Goblet allows you to have 9600 attack, which can end most games. I also run 2 Super Heavy Samurai Warlord Susanoo. Susanoo allows you to steal your opponent's spell and trap cards from their graveyard and banish them when they leave the field, which is pretty nice. I also run one Super Samurai Beast Kibi. Kibi just allows you to clean the field if your opponent has special summon monsters. It gains 900 defense for each. I also run one Super Heavy Samurai Ninja Sharatobi. So Sharatobi is another MST that also does burn damage. I also run a Stealth Ninja. Ninja just allows you to attack directly if needed to be. As well as two Super Heavy Samurai Ogre. Ogre is your Harpy's Feather Duster of the deck, and it's the main synchro monster that you'll be going into if you do not have the combo with the Battle with the Jizukiri. So that wraps up the Super Heavy Samurai synchro monsters of the deck. And I also run one Nichiria Beast. Nichiria Beast just looks sound spell cards. Pretty good. I also run one Abyss Dweller. Abyss Dweller is not always summoned, but whenever summoned, it can just help win games. I also run 4 Link monsters, Link to Platinum Gadget as well as Clearthought Genius. These two are just generic machines that I'm able to summon out with basically any hand. And the Platinum Gadget is the one that does most of the work out of those two. And I also run one Topologic Chesbania, just because I can use it to be able to destroy spam trap cards whenever I need to, as well as one Ball Sword to end games. Now onto the side deck. The side deck is actually really fun with this deck. I run 3 Inspector Border. Inspector Border, say no more. You summon it against most players and they're like, well, I've got no response to Inspector Border, which is really nice for us. 1 Danresa Pranktops, Rip Pranktops. 2 Super Heavy Samurai Transporter. Transporter is really good for when you're going second. So it allows you to special summon monsters to your opponent's side of the field to get draws after you tribute it. It's a free special summon as well. And you're able to special summon the Jizukiri onto your opponent's side of the field. Then you can use a Battle Ball to be able to go into the Steam Train King. So that's Steam Train King on turn 1. Or you can go into Sharatobi if you special summon out to, if you use like some of the other monsters, to be able to special summon out. I also run 3 Droll Knockbirds. So Droll is really good against Spiral, which is also the reason why I play 2 DD Crow. I may bump the DD Crow up to 3, but it just depends on how the meta is shaping and if I really need this card or not, which is Artifacts Lancia. Lancia it's not as good as it used to be against Orcus since it's not really around anymore, but Orcus can still do stuff, but they're less consistent. So I just run it just in case if I run into that one banish.deck player or something like that. But I may swap that out for another hand trap or some sort of destruction like Fossil Dino or something like that. And I also run 3 Berserk Souls. Berserk Souls is really good to use with your Stealth Ninja, because Stealth Ninja halves its defense points to attack directly, and that's just under the requirement needed to be able to use the Berserk Soul. And if you're running basically no spells, you're basically just sending 7 to deal heaps of damage to your opponent, which is pretty good because that can end games. So that's it for the deck. Thank you so much for you guys for watching the deck profile. I hope you guys can figure out Super Heavy Samurais and see if you can make your own builds of Super Heavy Samurais and maybe even teach me things about it that I may not even know exist. Hopefully soon we'll get the boys Super Heavy Samurai Scarecrow, but hopefully it will come. But even if we don't, Super Summons is still really good for a fun deck anyway. And some meta decks can even get shook by it if they are not ready to face off against a deck like this. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and this is Ninja Boy James signing out. Peace!